大家早安，欢迎来到我们周末的沙哈加瑜伽，早上的集体冥想。嗯，每次一起集体冥想的时光，我觉得是很享受的。那今天我们选的主题是佛陀甘地沙哈加一个牺牲自由生境的新世代。说这篇演说选的选的 Shri Mataji 的演说呢，是在1985年的时候，在那时候的瑜伽士在印度举办了一个研讨会，所以是一个几天的研讨会，所以是在研讨会的时候，Shri Mataji 讲的这篇演说。那这篇演说，因为参加研讨会的都是已经得过自觉的或者就是有开始练习沙哈加瑜伽的练习者，所以不是对就是像我们说的公开会的求道者，所以那个嗯对象是不一样的。所以当须马哈居在对瑜伽士说话的时候，他的内容会比较深入，那也会比较亲切。我说的亲切，就是像我如果听到须马哈居讲关于他小时候的故事，嗯，或者是讲以前发生过的事件的故事，我觉得就很像是在听自己的妈妈讲她小时候成长的过程，所以是不太一样的感受。那今天对，因为徐马居他是在1923年出生的，所以刚好遇到了在印度的独立活动。那时候甘地出来，我们应该小时候历史都有学过，就是他倡导的呃无暴力啊，我忘记那个叫，就是不采用暴力的。然后他非常成功的以没有暴力的任何行为，而使印度独立。那许马哈居在他小时候的时候，有住在甘地的邻舍当中，因为他本身具来的灵性，所以甘地也会跟他讨论在他们的一些策略上。他今天讲到的甘地的部分没有讲到那么深入，但是我们之后会选一些其他比较不同的母亲的主题的演说来一起听。那对，就是简介是这样。那他今天的演说差不多1个小时，所以我们会分2次听。我们先听前面一半，然后下礼拜再把它听完。那照常我们就是会先做清理，因为我们先清理一下，平衡我们的左右脉，所以让我们的注意力呃净化，所以我们会更容易吸收徐马哈居的讲话。好，那待会在清理的时候有一些我会再开那个视讯，就是会讲说我们的手怎么放。都是很简单的，所以如果说你们想要眼睛闭起来，然后就听我的声音也没有关系。好，那我现在先关掉，那我们就如果还没有提升能量做班单的，我们现在大家一起做，在做的时候就开始把我们的注意力往内收。提升能量的时候，我们可以眼睛看着左手的掌心。做班单的时候也是，注意力就是在我们的2手的掌心上，开始观察我们的内里。双手合十，头稍微的低下。我们诚心的邀请我们体内的昆达里尼母亲来带领我们今天的静坐冥想，由她来运作，帮我们清理我们三脉七轮当中所有的不平衡。好，现在双手朝向地面， 注意力放在我们的根轮上，掌心贴住地面的时候，就是贴住我们的大地母亲，借由土元素来安定我们的根轮，带我们建立这个连结，与我们周遭这个无所不在的神圣的力量来做成第一个连结。我们可以念 Shri Ganesha 的口诀，我们邀请 Shri Ganesha， 它是我们根轮的神祇。当我们念它的口诀的时候，我们就是等于是尊崇它在我们内里的地位。那我们也在由内心的祈祷，经由它将纯真的特质完完全全的放在我们内里，使我们每一个瑜伽士都充满了纯真的力量。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Ganesha Saksha Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。当我们有一个健康的根轮，我们的整个身体会是非常放松的，你会很容易放松下来，就像所有的小孩，他没有压力，不管他在玩耍，还是他在观察周遭的环境，看着母亲在做什么，看着他的妈妈在做什么，他都是非常放松的。我们就是像那个纯真的小孩，在我们的体内的昆达里尼母亲面前，我们永远都是纯真的小孩。他会很高兴，当我们想要建立这个连结，与他合而为一，他也会尽他的所有力量来帮助我们达成我们的愿望。力量母亲引领的恩典，我们都是您纯真的小孩，请唤醒我们体内的灵，请加深我们所有瑜伽师的自觉，带我们进入宁静，进入神的殿堂，进入我们内里的神圣。现在双手放回膝盖上，我们将左手放在我们右边的腹轮，就是右边肝脏的位置，量化一下我们，因为所有的思维，焦虑或者忧虑都是来自腹轮这边。 如果它不平衡的时候，我们用左手来吸收我们右边肝脏的热气。我们祈求我们体内的昆达里尼母亲，请赐给我们纯洁的注意力，让我们有完完全全纯洁的注意力来进入我们的冥想。请良化我们的肝脏，请降下我们的自我，让我们完完全全的交托在灵量母亲的神圣力量。因为左脉是月脉，就是月亮，所以我们可以念Shri Chandama 的口诀，借由月亮清凉的特质来帮助我们良化我们的肝脏。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Chandama Saksha Shri Adishakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。我们什么都没做，所有万物一切都是自然而然，照着生物的法则，不断永久的运作。请让我们放松，完完全全的放松。我们什么都不用去担心，去忧虑。所有该成就的，自然而然的即会成就。可以观察一下自己的肩膀，我们的躯体，我们的右手背是不是完全的放松的？放松的感觉是非常舒服的。我们是有知觉，但是不紧张，不僵硬。就是让昆达里尼母亲运作，完全的交托给他。现在用右手放在我们的左心轮的上方，在左心轮即是我们的灵的所在位置，因为它在我们的左脉中，所以当右手放在我们的左心轮上方，它会释放热气，也会让它活化，也表示我们纯洁的心愿，就是昆达里尼母亲来唤醒我们内里的灵。我们就是纯洁的灵， 我们是充满喜乐的灵，我们不是只是这个躯体，这些想法以及这些情绪，我们是生生世世不断存在的灵。请让我们静观，请让我们与神圣站在同一个舞台上，一起来享受这个世界所有的美好，以及所有的戏剧。请让我超脱，不介入。好，那我们现在，我们稍微清一下我们的明善轮。那在清明善轮的时候，我们之前有做过，就是鼻息法，两根手指放在鼻孔的两边。我们现在大家一起做，一起做几次来清理我们的明善轮。可以先用右手放在右手的鼻孔，我们就用左边的鼻孔吸气，嘴巴是闭起来的哦。然后换左手放在左边的鼻孔，用右边的鼻孔来吐气，然后用右边的鼻孔再吸气。好，然后再盖住，我们用左边的鼻孔吐气，左边的鼻孔吸气，右边的鼻孔吐气，右边的鼻孔吸气，左边的鼻孔吐气，然后吸气。你可以用右手的食指放在眉心中间，我们来按摩一下。可以看着就是Shri Mataji的相片，看着他的明善轮，我们稍微按摩一下。那我们请求昆达里尼母亲穿过我们的明善轮，赐给我们明辨力，然后不断的上升，将所有自我及超我所造成的阻塞都清理掉。我们可以念 Hamsa Chakra Swamini 的口诀。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Hamsa Chakra Swamini Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。现在我们可以用我们的左手盖住我们左边的头部，就是额头跟头部中间，这些就是这个就是我们的右额轮，就是佛陀所在。那在这边我们可以说佛陀的3个口诀， 皈依佛，皈依法，皈依僧。我们请求我们内里的佛陀消弭我们的自我，让我们完完全全的顺服在我们已开启的灵，顺服于我们的昆达里尼母亲，我们的自觉，我们内里的正法，以及这无所不在的集体意识。请让我们成为一个谦卑、喜乐的人，就像佛陀一样。那今天我想我们还可以亲一下我们的月轮，就是左边的肩膀，跟日轮是在我们右边的肩膀。那我们在念当我们在念月轮跟日轮的口诀的时候，我们可以用我们的手来引导它。所以我们可以将右手放在我们左边的肩膀，那眼睛就是一样看着须玛哈居的相片，右手放在左边的肩膀。母亲之前有一篇演说到日轮跟月轮，是非常重要的轮穴，我们要尊重它。所以我们今天来试试看，我们念它的口诀，然后由它来帮我们加强我们的月轮跟日轮。那左脉就是月亮嘛，所以它是月轮。它的神奇是 Shri Lalita， 所以我们可以念 Shri Lalita Chakra Swamini 的口诀。那在念口诀的时候，就是注意力就放在我们的头顶上，不用去思考太多。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Lalita Chakra Swamini Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。观察一下我们左手的掌心，感觉一下能量的流通，在月轮中。记住，我们什么都没做，就是昆达里尼母亲在我们的体内运作。我们现在换左手，左手放到我们右边的肩膀。那日轮的神奇就是 Shri Chakra。那我们的口诀就可以念Shri Chakra 的口诀，Shri Chakra Swamini。Om Tvameva Saksha Shri Chakra Swamini Saksha Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha。 那我们现在用右手把能量从根轮带到我们的顶轮，这样做几次，最后一次的时候，我们一起来按摩我们的顶轮，使一点压力，感觉我们的头皮在我们的掌心下稍微的移动。灵量母亲，请打开我们的顶轮，好让我们能够接受这上天浩瀚的爱，以生命能量的形式显现。请让我们感受到我们自己的生命能量，也让我们感受到周遭神圣的力量。请带我们进入完全的宁静。也请赐给我们完全纯粹的注意力，来聆听接下来Shri Mataji的教导。手可以提高几公分，注意力就定在这边，就将注意力放在我们现在手的位置。好，那我们现在就来听Shri Mataji的演说。
I'm immensely joyous to see all of you here. I do not know what to say from my side. The words get lost. They have no meaning. So many of you aspiring to ascend to that state where you would have complete joy, bliss, and peace. This is what I could give you. And a mother is only happy when she can give whatever she has to her children. Her unhappiness, all her restlessness, everything is just to achieve that end, to gift all that she has. I don't know how much to thank you people to go through all this, to get to that treasure that you have within yourself. Sahaj is the only word I could think when I started to manifest Sahasrar opening. That's easily understood by everyone so far. But you have realized that it is today a different style of yoga, where first enlightenment is given and then you are allowed to look after yourself. It was never done before. It's just a venture of your mother which has worked out. Otherwise, in the olden times, in the olden times, the system of, it's rather too close, I don't want to do it. Am I all right?
Yes.
It's adjustment, all right? It's all right, it's better. So, in the olden times, of course, the concern of the divine was to get people enlightened. And he did not know how to work it out. No incarnation ever tried to work it out in this fashion. But whenever they tried to have a very severe hardship for the seekers, very severe hardships. I wondered how many of you have read the treatise of Buddha, when he used to travel with thousands of his disciples, not giving realization. They were not realized souls, without feeling any joy around, with two clothes, living in the jungles, just two clothes. And the area where he visited, which I have seen myself, is terribly cold, chilly, absolutely chilly. And the clothes were not clothes actually, it was cloth, covering their body, sleeping on the open ground. In very severe winter, or maybe the summer. Without any shoes, they were asked to walk for miles together, miles together. If you go and see where Buddha has walked and trodden, you'll be surprised. Buddha was also young, he used to also walk. But his disciples used to walk much more, because he would go and station in a place. He would send his disciples, there was no time to advertise or to announce anything. So he used to stay in one place, and the disciple used to go around the villages, ask for bhiksha, meaning the alms, to gather some food from villages, cook one time, give part of it to Buddha, and the rest of that they used to eat. They would go, work out, get people from all the villages, whatever was possible, and would bring them to Buddha for a sermon. Such sacrifices. They have lived in huts, caves, in terrible darkness, meditating, but they never got realization. Very few got their realization. They were people who were sons of great princes and prince, dukes, what you call, duchess as you call, all very, very rich people. Women of very rich families followed him, and they walked for miles together with him in the thorny routes, because they felt that Buddha's work was of such universal importance, that they are the part and parcel of such a tremendous task, that they should be taking part in such a great work for humanity. This is not only in India, but even Viditama, who started the Zen system in Japan. In China, I was surprised. The amount of sacrifices the saints had made, the way they lived. I mean, if you see the way they were living in the conditions, you cannot imagine. And they ended up their lives like that, working it out, without any proper guidance, because Buddha had died. There was no way out. They had to find their own ways. Then they found Mahayana, Shvetayana, all kinds of things. Even if you see other seekers in other religions, like at the time of Christ, where did they live? And after the death of Christ, it was even worse, because they were persecuted, were killed, they were tortured, crucified. It happened with Moses also. His disciples were hounded, so they had to all run towards India. Imagine the distances from that area to Kashmir, how they must have walked, how they must have lived, how they must have carried on. And in thousands they came to India, because they realized that they are doing a tremendous task, something so great that they are supporting. In this country, we had a struggle of freedom. I was part and parcel of that. My parents were part and parcel of that. They were rich people, quite rich, I should say, from every standard. You'll be amazed, my father burnt all his suits. They were stitched in England. My mother burnt all her saris. They used to spin their own clothes and wear them. My father sacrificed everything, every pie that he had, for the freedom struggle. He left nothing for us, not a single. I should say, of course, our family being rich, we had silver and gold and all that. But as far as all the cash money was concerned, was spent. And all the silver and gold also, thanks to English, that they took away from us, and they returned us when they went back. That's how we had some silver and gold left in the family. Everything, all that is material, was snatched away. And I know we lived in beautiful houses, and then we shifted to huts and lived there. Sacrifices to the maximum. And we were very happy about it, very proud. We had only 2 changes. We used to wash our clothes, live like very poor people, sleeping on this kind of a thing. For my life, I remember that I never used to take a pillow. I never used chappals for ages. I had only one sweater made out of this kind of material till I passed out and went to medical college. I had that sweater with me. I had only one coat throughout my education. When I was in Lahore, which is terribly cold, sometimes can be like London, which was burned out and finished. But we never grudged and never grumbled and never said that our father should have looked after us and done something. Why did he just sacrifice everything for the country? Never, never, never. But even today, when they see us anywhere, they know we are the children of such a great man. They have tremendous respect for us. That quality was created, I should say, by Mahatma Gandhi. He made everybody so transformed into a new personality of tremendous sacrifices, tremendous. You cannot imagine how people lived. All the money that we had, everything that we had, all conveniences, conveyances, all housing, everything was given up. Not only by my father, but so many of them. Otherwise, we could not have got our freedom. To get our freedom, this country has sacrificed so much. Now, after that, we are here to get our freedom, to get the freedom for our spirit, to make our spirit free from our greed, lust, from your anger, from our conditionings, from our terrible ego, from the body being enslaved by comfort. I must say Gandhiji had a special charm. I don't know how he managed. He was like touch of Midas, touched anybody, he became transformed. And he was an extremely strict man, very kind to me, to children. But he was an extremely strict man. He would not tolerate any nonsense at all. Throughout, if you study the way all these people were brought up, not only for freedom or independence, but even before that, for spiritual life, anywhere, there's one thing very common is sacrifice. And the consciousness that you are doing something right. Consciousness that you are part and parcel of the whole. Such a big thing, such a big work, such a noble cause. And then there was one thing very common. Very common among all of them. That the noble cause, the upliftment of the noble cause made them sacrifice in such a Sahaja manner. Much more than the Sahaja yogis sometimes, who have got so much in Sahaja Yoga. They have got their joy, they've got their spirit. I have seen it with my own eyes. Such people in this country, whom you may call legendary, but I have seen it. Thousands of people were killed and butchered. Children died. Nobody shed tears. Nobody shed tears. But to feel that you are for such a noble cause itself gives you that joy and that sense of involvement. And moreover, what I know about Mahatma Gandhi and other people, what I have seen, how they were, everybody was not allowed to come in. And anybody who did even slightest thing less than, whether he was a king's son or he was anybody's daughter or anything, any little thing they spoiled, anything, he was chucked. I have stayed in Gandhi's ashram, so I know what it is. And that's how you know I can go through rigorous life. It is his state. All the children, about 12 years, had to clean the whole of that ashram area, which is in, I think, 50 acres of land. Every morning. They had to clean their latrines. Also the latrines of the guests, I have cleaned. And they were allowed only 2 dresses. And nothing could be kept, even you cannot see one paper anywhere, any litter anywhere. So clean, spick and span. And their living places were so neat and tidy. It was all done with cow dung, completely with cow dung. Everybody had to take a bath early in the morning at 4 o'clock with cold water. Whether it was Jawaharlal Nehru or Abul Kalam Azad, my father of any age group or a child. And 5 o'clock, Mahatma Gandhi was there for his lecture. Please don't raise your hands and raise your kundalinis. Please be seated. That's not the way. Try to understand what I'm talking. And then early in the morning at 4 o'clock, you'll be surprised. Getting up, for me it was all right. And then to walk in those 50 acres of land to the center of that hall, which was nothing but just an open space surrounded by some sort of huts where Gandhiji was living. To walk all the way, after bath, after getting ready and all that, and snakes used to crawl along. Nobody was bitten, of course. I think the snakes understood that people were busy with the great job of freeing this great country. And we would sit just like this, and snakes would be crawling. No lights were allowed. No lights of any kind. We only use sunlight. And when Gandhiji would come, sunlight was not there in the morning at all. Some lanterns were brought to put there. And we would see the snakes crawling up. But I never heard anybody complaining. But like a war, drove with such passion. Everybody competing as to what I can do, how I can be alright. Nobody even thought of comfort. Of course, they were all about, say, up to 50 years of age or something like that, maybe. In the ashram, mostly the people were about up to 50 years of age, that time. And I have seen with my own eyes the people who had huge cars in the house and things like that, they sold off, they threw it away. They used to come by train to Wardha station and walk down. Gandhiji would not see anybody coming even in a tongue. And they listened to him and obeyed him. I have seen many missionaries, though they are not up to the point, nothing very noble, but that's how they take people to task and people work it out for them. I have seen that. In India we had missionaries and younger people who came from abroad. They just absolutely obediently listened to the missionaries and did whatever they said. Now today we are doing, as you know, the greatest of greatest work, because freedom, independence of freedom or freedom is of course necessary, political freedom to talk even about God. We could not even make a small little needle at that time. We were not allowed by the government, so much oppressed. So we had to get out of the shackles of slavery, no doubt. But now I find we have another kind of slavery, a slavery of selfishness, self-oriented. This is my comfort, I must have this, it should be enjoyable, I'm enjoying, I'm this, I'm that. You should enjoy, otherwise it is not something great. The whole thing should provide you some sort of a feeling instead of you providing the feeling. Because people, I think, do not know what they are doing, what sort of a work they are doing. They do not want to come up to that level of that height to see what are you up to. You are trying to save the whole world. This is one of the reasons Sahaja Yoga moves so slowly, because they see people who are worried about their comforts, this, that, and also themselves are so lousy. There's no smartness about them. No feeling of that greatness that they have to do. You have to be smart. If you know you are on the ward, how you behave. I am sure the mediocrity is much less now. Better people. I am sure we'll get even better people now. Much better people. They worry about little things of their families, this, that. They worry about their own problems and their jobs and this and that. I mean, nobody could talk like this to Gandhiji. I tell you, he would have slapped. Take it from me. It is as if to come to Sahaja Yoga means solve your own problems, that's all. Though they are solved, no doubt, you are helped, God helps you so much. But how much are you doing about it? Of course, we have some very great Sahaja Yogis, I would not deny that fact. We have some, much more than I had ever. And that's why I'm very joyous about it. But the dedication we have, we count every penny that we spend, how much we got out of that penny, what did we do about it? This is not the way. Buddha never spent a single penny of his own. He got money from all his disciples, built all these big things and all that. He never had even a public help from anybody else. So rise now. You must rise above your petty, small mind. Rise up to the point where you should know you are going to save the whole humanity. If you cannot feel that, it's better to leave Sahaja Yoga. Sahaja Yoga is not meant for people who are lousy. In Marathi, the word is gabale. Tukarama has said, Yerya gabalyache kamano ve. It is not the work of the lousy. Shivaji himself, when he fought his war, he caught hold of people, the Sardaras and the dukes of that time, they gave up everything that they had. They gave up their lives, everything. Their children they sacrificed whatever they had. Shivaji had no money to pay them. You must have heard of lots of stories about Shivaji. While if you see how we Sahaja Yogis are in this world, Kshema comes first before yoga. It's like that. It's your mother's love. I want my children to be comfortable. They are newly born babes. All right, they need comfort. They are to be looked after. But I cannot blackmail the divine because the children are small, can I? I am here to do the job of God Almighty. And when you are my children, all right, His grace will work. He'll look after you. He'll make you grow. But grow now. Grow. You have to grow. Get out of this small nonsense that you are. See your personality, how you live. Where is your attention? What do you think? Are you thinking about Sahaja Yoga, that it is the most important thing for which you are chosen? I feel sometimes, as I was feeling all the time, that you might be uncomfortable in many places. But I myself have seen the way you people have been in those places most carelessly. The Western Sahaja Yogis were surprised. That way Indians are better in this respect. And some of the Indian Sahaja Yogis have been misbehaving in a very funny manner. It shocked me the way they have been behaving, shouting at people, creating problems. Some people come to see me, they talk to them in such a rude manner that they run away. You can talk to them sweetly. You have to be nice to them, not to shout at people, all right? I cannot meet everyone at every time, at every convenience, all right. But that doesn't mean you have a right to shout at others. This is so petty and so low that I don't know how far I have to come down. When you rise above all these petty things, you will develop that divine discretion. That divine discretion is the real blessing of God. All other blessings that you think is a blessing is no blessing at all. Unless and until you can grow, what is the blessing? Like a tree which says, oh, such a blessing that I have got rain. But out of that rain, if you cannot grow, what's the use of having that rain on you? You have to be compassionate, beautiful, sensible people who are highest beings on this earth. Take out your attention from all nonsense that you have been busy with. That's how you get possessed. That's how you get conditioned. Small things you see. In India, we have another problem. We cannot tolerate another person. If any person is doing good for Sahaja Yoga, immediately a group is built up. It's very common with Indians also. A group is built up to put him down. This was not done when Gandhiji was there. I don't know how it happens. It only happens with poor leadership. I think I don't have that leadership. At the time of Gandhiji, he used to blast people out completely, cutting each other's throat and saying things back behind, forming groups. Anybody who works out something nice and I try to help that person to express himself, immediately a group comes up too. And there are some hopelessly peripheral, useless Sahajogis in the West and in the East who try to make a mess of things. They think they are big gurus, big people, very small people, chicken-hearted I should say. And they think they are very big, great people because they can take good photographs maybe, or that they can wear a dress in a particular manner or something like that, stupid stuff as they are, and try to dominate others. Such people will be thrown out. Absolutely. No use having useless people in a machine like this. Today is the beginning of a new era, of people of very high qualities, whose spirit has been enlightened. Let's all think about it. Now, you have to rule yourself, and you have to rule others through compassion, love, and discretion. Today, that's the big time that I've declared that it is the universal religion.
我们今天先听到这边。我听这边演说，我觉得振奋我们的右脉很有用。我们现在先静坐一下，我们来吸收一下母亲说Shri Mataji刚刚的说过的一些东西，不用去反应啊，我们就是想办法把注意力放到我们的头顶上方。我们可以用右手这样带几次，我们就进入那个宁静当中，让昆达里尼母亲带我们进入这个静坐冥想当中。那剩下的一半我们会下礼拜再把它听完。
The Nirmala
我们再次把右手放到我们的顶轮上方，去感受这周遭无所不在的神圣力量，这清凉的生命凉风。我们的灵充满了喜乐，因为当他听到了真理，知道我们是走在真理之下，我们可以感受到我们的灵无比的喜乐，以生命凉风的方式，在我们的手掌心下，我们可以感受得到。将右手放到再次放到我们的心轮上方。我们感谢Shri Mataji不断的教导，以他的智慧来带领我们的灵，带领我们有自觉的灵不断的升进，所以我们可以期许，就像所有的生命当中，所有的生物，我们的境界可以不断的发生，只要我们有纯洁的愿望。感谢昆达里尼母亲，让我们感受到生命的宁静，以及她不断的爱来平衡我们。谢谢大家今天的参与。想要结束的朋友可以自己提升能量，画班单。会再停，大概再过几分钟来结束直播。那想要继续留在这个静坐冥想的状态下，朋友，你可以继续坐着没有关系。那我直播就是过几分钟就会结束。我们下礼拜再来一起把这篇演说听完。谢谢大家。